Ron with Core Fab. Question that I see pop up time to time on the groups and that I get calls with from time to time is setting proper end play on the crankshaft. The service manual calls for 8 to 16 thousandths. That's the factory service manual on this 400. So I think there's confusion as to where that number comes from. So I'm just going to show you guys real quick what we're measuring. We're going to get a case, a crank, and bearings, and we're gonna figure out what our clearance is. So follow along with me. First, I've got a precision ground parallel. So what I will do is set my 0 and lay that across the case. And you're going to measure down to the bearing receiver stop, which is going to be the bearing face there, touches that, stops there. So we'll measure that one. We get 1.879. We'll do the same thing on the other side case. .617. So we're going to add those two together. We'll re-zero caliper. We're going to measure our bearing stack, which could be all 3 crank bearings. 2 inches. We are going to measure the crankshaft from that face to that face. Your bearings should fit tight up against there. You want to stay out of the radius is the only trick there. It's 2.446. 2.446. So we're going to add those up and get our overall inside to inside dimension of the case, and we're going to get our overall crankshaft plus bearings outside width. 1.879. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our overall case inside dimension, subtract our overall crankshaft plus bearings dimension, which is going to give us 4.496 minus 4.446, gives us 50. Right? So the width that we need it to fit into minus what we're trying to fit into that width gives us our 50 thousandths of clearance. Ideally we want 8 to 16. Now Polaris shims are available in what is it? I think it's 12 thousandths and 8 thousandths. So while you can stack shims behind your PTO bearings and the crankshaft, you're going to put your shims this way, and then your bearing and your other bearing. Okay. Now I know a lot of guys put these together with 0 shims and they get away with it and it runs absolutely fine. It can, according to the service manual, it can make noise if it's not. Here we go. Excessive play will cause the engine to be noisy at idle and slow speeds. Too little play will side load the main bearings, which will cause premature bearing failure. So it's another case, just like a piston to cylinder, where too much clearance is absolutely better than not enough. However, in the end, the proper clearance is always going to be right. So I hope this helps you guys out with figuring out how you want to attack putting your freshly rebuilt crankshaft in your clean engine cases on a new build. If you got other questions, feel free to reach out.